The article I wanted to jump into real quick because it is getting late and I got to play the dad game in the morning. And I really wanted to talk about this. So check this out. Check this out. I don't know if you guys have heard lately, but apparently leaving your PlayStation 5 in the vertical stance is going to break it. That's what people were jumping on, all right? But this article says, no, keeping your PlayStation 5 console in vertical mode won't damage it. A few weeks ago, reports began circulating that PS5 owners who had their console in vertical position were at risk of damaging the device. The claim was made by hardware repair shop owner 68 Logic, okay? He described the liquid metal used to cool the APU as being the culprit, as the shop had encountered cases where the substance had spilled out of its container and began spreading around the PS5 motherboard. In an update from Wallololololo on Twitter, the site added that while this problem can occur, there is no evidence that it'll happen to PS5 consoles that are fresh out of the box and haven't been opened. If your PS5 has been operating normally since you acquired it, it hasn't had its shell cracked open for a fix, there's no danger in leaving it in a vertical position if you have the space to do so. Okay. Huh. You had Xbox fanboys, and they're out there, the Xbox fanboys. The PlayStation fanboys are worse, but there's Xbox fanboys out there too, and they're like, see, design flaw. Look what's happening. The liquid metal that cools the APU is leaking out. PlayStation sucks. Okay. First of all, the guy said who discovered this, any system that has been opened up already, okay? And that he doesn't mean taking the little wings off and installing an SSD. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the actual PS5 is the black thing in the middle of the two little white wings, okay? That's the PS5. He's talking about that thing being cracked open and you're messing with it. So pretty much if you start messing with your console, okay, and you start opening it up and playing with it, guess what, folks? It breaks if you do that. Okay, unless you really know what you're doing, okay, you don't open up a console. Unless you know what you're doing, you don't open it up. Half the time, even if you know what you're doing, you probably shouldn't open it up. Okay? So, as silly as this sounds, if you open it, it might break. That's what he said. Okay? I've had my PS5 right out the box in the vertical position since I got it. Haven't had one issue. In fact, I'll tell you right now, the PS5 runs quieter than the Xbox Series X. Okay, I have them both. They're on either side of my main TV, okay, where I game, okay, on the big screen. I've had them both on at the same time. I don't hear the PlayStation 5. I hear the Xbox. I do. Faintly, but I do hear it, okay? The thing never even really gets that hot, okay? Neither does Xbox. Xbox blows all the hot air out the top. But in my PlayStation, I never hear the fan going. It's cool to the touch most of the time. And I have the digital edition, which in my opinion is the better edition. It just looks better. It doesn't have that that hernia coming out the bottom end. You know, the hernia or the gut. You know what I'm saying? Don't open your console, folks, and it won't break. But people are like, oh, look, the Xbox fanboys like, look, PlayStation, oh, design flaw, you guys suck. Remember when you had to redesign your heatsink? Do you remember? What chooches, man, on both sides of the aisle. Whether you're the Xbox fanboy, whether you're the PlayStation fanboy, you're a chooch, okay? Enjoy both consoles for what they offer. That's what I do. I like to consider myself a gamer for all. I love PlayStation, I love Xbox, I love Nintendo. I just happen to like Xbox, the controller, the best. Okay? So I get all my third-party stuff on the Xbox. Okay? But I'll be honest with you, I had PlayStation before Xbox. What turned me on to Xbox was Halo back in the day. But I had PlayStation before Xbox. PlayStation was out before Xbox anyway. All right? But yeah, don't open your console, you won't have a problem. You can stand it up vertically. Don't worry about it. Okay? I've had mine propped up in the vertical position since I got it. And I got my PlayStation 5. I was lucky enough to get it right when it came out. No issues. All right, let's jump into Gears of War.